I used to just say, I wish I knew what people were thinking. And they say be careful what you wish for. I didn't know how psychic I was since a kid. Like I knew I was in tune, but I never understood that the way I was understanding vibes and stuff through music was actually me being like I was actually seeing vibes back then when I used to think. So I was having experience that I thought, but I had no one to talk to. So it was difficult to categorize. But it was um it was wild because I said to myself, wow, I now want to give up that power. Like that's no longer the forefront of my mind. I forgot that I asked for that. And the reason that came up to me is because when you read the Ancient Sacred Flower of Life by Drunvalo Melchizedek, um, he talks about a time when him and his wife, like God told them, like, you guys just need to listen to me. I'm gonna take care of you. And like he said, his wife had a hard time with it, but John Valo was like, all right, if you say so, you gotta say so. Like we don't have any like money and stuff, but like it was a test from God. And he said that one of the time he had a spiritual person, like a shaman, put a blessing over their house, and so for a specific reason. And he said it wasn't until like let's say months or maybe years later that he realized that that blessing was still on the house, and he needed to, in order to allow what he wanted to come in, it may have been like let's say no bugs in the house, he had to say it's over so that the like he may have wanted bugs in the house in this example, but and it reminded me that I asked for this. I asked for this command. I put this spell on self, and the universe I commanded it and it came in. And so I'm not saying that, oh, I don't want to be able to read that anymore, but I had to take the focus off of and let it be known that I already knew I could do that. I already now know I can do that, and I do it over time. And so what that allowed me to do was just get that energy off me. It just left. Now I'm not focused on the cities or the powers of the psychic, of the intuitive. I am just utilizing them as they come in. Again, as when I get a download and I see it properly time to do so, then it does so through force itself as it needs to. But that was important because I had to remind myself that that's actually not what I want. And we have to say that to ourselves, because our subconscious bodies, without ever having that spoken to us as a command, then it's still moving in the same kind of way that it was commanded at one time. And that command has been ingrained over and over again. So reminding myself and telling myself that was so powerful, because again, like the superhero, it will remind you, like you may have been like, man, I want to fly, like I want to be able to, kick some bad guys' ass, but then you got the powers and now you actually got to do it all the time. And you like, oh shit. I done lived a life for 30 years of kicking ass. I'm just trying to, after 1 year, I was decent. Like a month was enough. But that's what I'm saying. We have to be conscious of the life that we actually want to live. Many of us actually, what we really want is peace. But many times we have taken and adopted the culture, which has actually prompted to us that peace is lame and is boring, and who wants peace? Like, I mean, we live in a country that's, I'm not gonna go any further like than this, but we've been in like war like our whole time of creation and founding. It's like we came off of war and we said we just wanted people to be free, and we've been warned months for for our whole time. So I say that again in seriousness, because if we watch our institutions and we watch the people that lead them and govern them, then it's not even a question when we then say it and put it into that frame. Like, why would you think that the commercials are pushing peace? Like, nobody's pushing it. Like, again, it's made to make you believe that it is, but what it actually is we have, as B.O.B. said, I'm not the enemy, I am your friend, I have the remedy. Like, but give me your money, give me your money, give me your money. This is a free, everybody's in debt, but this is a free country. Like, what's actually being given is you're broken. And I love, because I saw this yesterday too. You're broken in Gaia TV, in Abundance, and in one of the healing episodes. You're broken, I have the remedy. I have the cure. You're fat. Oh, we got lipo, or we got waistbands. God forbid the gym, like, I mean, at least the gym, I think at least the gym is being honest, like, and they portrayal of what they doing, like, come in, get better, get fit. Do you feel me? Like, but a lot of these other ones, and even still then in these situations, it's you're broken. I have the remedy. I have what you need. You don't look as good as you can look. You need this makeup. You need this lip liner. Your teeth ain't as straight as they can be. We got this so you can look better so people will like you. You're not tall enough. We have shots for that. Your estrogen is not booming as da 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 da. You're not womanly enough. We got some estrogen pills for you. You're not, anything and any problem you're thinking of, somebody is not just finding a solution for it, that's beautiful in itself. But the way that it's marketed is only if you get this, you're gonna be good. Without it, you're just destined to just be for the rest of your life. And I laugh, but it's not funny because again, this is the way that things are being portrayed to you. And regardless if you're actually seeing it as such, and vocal about it, or know anyone that is vocal about it, it is still programming you. And that's actually why it's programming you even better, or quote unquote harder or deeper, because you're not bringing awareness to it. No one is vocal. If this is the first time you've seen someone being vocal about it, then you're going to actually have some cognitive dissonance, and your body and your mind's going to do this with each other, because it's going to be like, nah, that can't be, wait, maybe it seems like. And so that's why it's important, again, because we think we want all these things. We think that, when you get your McLaren, that you're going to be happy. And it's like, if you wasn't happy before you had the McLaren, then you ain't going to be happy when you get the McLaren. And then even if you are happy when you get the McLaren, you're going to drive down the street, and a couple of streets down or a couple of days after, you ain't going to be happy, and you're going to need another McLaren or something that's better than the McLaren. And you're just going to keep chasing it. And that is the culture. Our culture is truly based on greed. It is truly based on lust. It is truly based on sloth, and these things, that these 7 deadly sins, that if we do not be careful, we get caught in the cycle. And trust me, the cycle is difficult, because any cycle is difficult. But when we get caught in cycles like that, and what those cycles do is, we get what we want, so we think that we're happy, so we keep doing it until the point that we're just purely miserable with the things that we've always wanted. And then that just dumps on the load again, like, there's nothing that's going to be able to save me because I got everything I wanted. So what am I meant to do? And that is why we need to actually start at the root of it and find out, who is it that I am? Because if we know who we are, we will know not just what we want, we will know what we are meant to do. And that makes everything so much more clear, and so much more able to actually make objectives, make steps towards actually fulfilling that dream, as opposed to having it as just some far off floaty illusion that sometimes you can grasp, but only when you daydream or go to sleep at night. So coming from there, again, that whole superhuman movie type of, or at the day-to-day person, what they strive for and feel that they strive for, not understanding that we are asking for things that we have been programmed to desire. So coming from life path, it's funny, we go into control dramas. Now, I love that, because what are control dramas? So control dramas are, again, as stated in Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, it is an amazing book, and I always recommend it as one of the first 3 spiritual books that you should read when you're beginning your path. I don't care what level you're at, really. If you haven't read them, then they're getting introduced to a spiritualist. But I always recommend that one, The Alchemist, and the 4 Agreements. Those are 3 pivotal ones that will shift you into a new place. And no matter what consciousness, especially if you're in one of the higher consciousness vibrations, like I said, let's just say level 15 as opposed to a 7, what you can take from there is invaluable. So what are control dramas? Control dramas are what we utilize a drama, like a play, a theatrical creation or strategy that we reenact to take control. What are we taking control of? all there is in the universe, aka energy. And so when we play a control drama, yeah, I'll go into the reason why. I was gonna hold it, but so this doesn't go into the. When we play a control drama, it is to get energy. Why? Because at the heart of it, we do not believe that we are infinite. We do not believe we are abundant. We do not know, or we do not give full awareness to the source that is within. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But if it does not, or if it did not make sense, why? Why? The control part of that is if we know that we are fully abundant, we know we are never to need for anything. We just need to go within. Correct? What a control drama does, or the reason why we enact control dramas on situations and people, is because if you do not feel fulfilled from within, that means you pull from external. And so we pull from other people. People who are not fulfilled within self will pull or siphon energy from other people. We can go into introvert, extrovert here. Is not exactly the same. A control drama has a more negative connotation on it. And I'm gonna let you know why in a minute. But if you're reenacting the control drama, then